The IIP slips 1.8% in June against expectations of a 0.9% growth. Capital goods are the worst hit with a 28% contraction.
Markets pay little heed to the poor health of the Indian economy. The rupee holds ground. The Nifty pairs its early gains but stays in the green, driven by strong global liquidity. Defenses remain the flavor of the day, with FMCG stocks topping the list of gainers.
Bharti Airtel falls to its lowest level in more than 2 years after downgrades from the likes of Goldman Sachs and Standard Chartered. Global brokerages expect intense competition and rising costs to dent profits for India's largest mobile operator. Good afternoon, you're watching Market Sense. I'm George Chetty.
Afternoon, I'm Avan Dabash, and of course coming up on the show, it's a high tide, not a big bull run, says Shankar Sharma. The market veteran sees little reason for the current rally to last long enough. In an exclusive interview with ET Now, Shankar Sharma lines up IndusInd Bank, Bajaj Auto as his top picks for the rest of the year. Let's find out how the markets are doing right now, and it's a very quiet market that we're currently dealing with. So for the Sensex, it's 17,635. For the Nifty, still below 5350 at 5346 on last count. Let's pull up then some of the top gainers which are holding up in today's session. You've got the Bank Nifty futures also, which is holding fairly steady as we speak. For the broader markets, it's very quiet. Remember, they were seeing smart gains but now seem to have tempered off somewhat marginally. The banking space is holding forward. HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank as well as M&M looking strong. Tata Power, despite an okay set of numbers, is currently at 100 and Grasim at 3,036. You've got a Bharti Airtel that's not holding up very firmly. Remember, you had Goldman Sachs, which came out with a negative outlook on the company, downgrading the counter from a buy to neutral, currently at a 2-year low of 4% at 263. Some numbers then coming in on your screen. On Piramal Glass, you have the profits which have come in at 7.4 crore rupees. The counter not seen too much of a reaction. The top line growth has been at 385 crore rupees. A fairly illiquid counter, but still in the red as we speak.
All right, we've got Rajat Bose and Prakash Gaba both joining us on the show for a technical check going forward over the next 1 hour. Rajat, I'm going to start with you. Bharti Airtel, what's it looking like to you?
See, yesterday I was thinking of a pullback to at least about 292 to 294, which did not materialize, and it showed more weakness. And now that it has broken 282 to about 278 major support area, and it is now testing even the last bastion of support around say 260, it is definitely looking pretty weak. If it were to fall below 260, Bharti Airtel can even bridge 250 and go down to levels like 235. So we need to watch out for the levels of 260. If that holds, fine, then we can expect some kind of a bounce back at least to the next resistance zone now between 278 to 282. But if that doesn't happen, if it falls below 260, then we should be bracing for the levels of 250 and even 235 on the downside.
And what's your word on the overall index? For someone who has a long position open, do you think that the market rally is likely to continue?
Havan, you began with saying that market did not pay much heed to this IIP number and it's holding fort around 5350. When you have 3 negative IIP numbers, I mean 3 times bad numbers for IIP coming in 3 successive months, and yet the market holds at 5350. Of course, it is only an hour after the publication of the IIP number. We need to watch out for the day's closing. If we close firm enough around say 5350, that means that the market would continue to remain bullish. And if during the day we do not fall below 53.15 on closing price basis, I don't think bulls would have much of a problem. At lower levels you will find adequate demand. As it is, 53.15 to about 52.91 for the spot Nifty that's a major support area, and on the upside 53.61 to about 53.77 would continue to remain a supply zone. Overall the market continues to remain positive, but we need to watch out for today's closing very closely.
Right, Prakash, if I could bring it to you to identify your top trading ideas at this moment.
I have two buys and one sell. I like Alok Industries, some kind of a base formation is there, but we got two very strong support on the 16 zones. As long as 16 holds, we can see levels closer to 1725 to 1750. So Alok seems to be a buy. And I like HUL, looks good to me. He's seen a good up move, good consolidation, and then an up move. It basically means I can go up to levels closer to 495. I would have to stop below 477, 478 and trade long. And third is a short. That's LNT. Looks to me that it's kind of a finding stiff resistance around these levels of 1410 or so. That's the place I would have a stop. And maybe we expect that maybe we can slide down to levels to 1370, 1360, 1375. These are the zones can slide down to. So LNT seems to sell.
All right, Prakash, thanks for identifying those stocks. And some news flashing on your screen. The Finance Ministry has just said that it will reassess the current year's fiscal deficit target when the mid-year review takes place. Right now, the government's working with a target of 5.1%, but I think everyone is of the view that you will see a number closer to 5.5%. So the final number is something that the government will put out when it conducts its mid-year review. All right, let's take